Surreal Estate is back. Season 3, Episode 1, titled Buckaroo, premiered April 3rd, 2025 on the Sci-Fi Channel. This is a paranormal drama created by George R. Olson and stars Tim Rosen and Sarah Levy. Now, you may know Tim Rosen and Sarah Levy for starring in Schitt's Creek, and Tim Rosen also played Doc Holliday in Winona Earp. Let me get you caught up on what this show is about, because I'm pretty sure not many have seen this show. This show has been running for 3 seasons. Season 1 debuted in July of 2021. There was a 2-year wait. Season 2 debuted October 2023, and now we are at Season 3. It tells the story of Luke Roman, who is the head of a real estate agency, and which deals with the unimaginable and the paranormal, as he deals with haunted houses. Not only that, he has an elite team. One is called Susan Ireland, who is a new agent to the Roman agency but doesn't really know what's going on in seasons 1 and 2. And then you have Phil, who is a paranormal researcher and former Catholic priest. Then you have Augie Ripley, who is a tech specialist who works with the PK meters and everything that's going on with that. And then you have Zoe, who is the front desk manager. And then in season 2 we're introduced to a new character named Lomax, who is a former mortician who joins the Roman agency. Now, at the end of season 2, we see that Roman makes Susan a partner, and now in season 3, it's called the Roman Ireland agency. This episode is titled Buckaroo, and the reason it's titled Buckaroo is because the family that moved into a new house, their young son, is seeing a cowboy named Cowboy Rick. And they want to figure out what's going on, what's happening, and the only way they can do that is kind of reach out to him. But this Cowboy Rick is scaring the family, and we don't know why. Not only that, the way season 3 episode 1 starts is that we're introduced to a new character named Tyler, who is on a fishing trip, and he catches something, and it's a box. He opens it up, and it's a stuffed animal or an elephant that has kind of X's or cross on its eyes, and it kind of possesses him. And then he turns around and he says, "Carl, I am coming for you. I can't wait." Picks up the stuffed elephant and then walks away. We then see him kind of in this catatonic state, but he's still playing as Tyler, but then he's possessed. We don't know who this character is. He goes into his work office and types in Carl Roman, Luke Roman's father. And we see in the first 2 seasons that Luke Roman has an ability to talk to his father and also see the dead and speak to the dead. And then he types up Luke's name and it says, "Oh, Luke's now in a real estate agent." He's like, okay, so there's a history between that and what's happening, what's going on, which is really, really good. They finally give Luke a adversary. And the first 2 seasons, he really didn't have an adversary, but it's really, really interesting to see where this story is going to go. Now, back to the Buckaroo, Cowboy Rick. We find out that Cowboy Rick was a former father to someone, where Lomax goes and interviews someone of another group or agency or something like that, and then finds out that this is the son. The son goes in and speaks with his father and kind of says to him that, "I always wanted to be a cowboy, and when I died 3 years ago, this is what happened. I'm living my dream." And basically it's a nice heart-to-heart connection between father and son. Luke is there listening in, and it's a really touching moment. Not only that, the series and the episodes do have some kind of funny, dry comedy wit to them, mixed with emotion, mixed with paranormal and craziness and drama. It's all practical effects. The makeup, the close-ups, it's really, really good. Really, really done well. There are some CGI moments that are just like, oh, okay, but then you understand why and what's going on, what's happening. Then you see Augie, who is still working at Astrid, who is like that tech specialist, but he knows what he's good at and everything. Zoe comes in and out of this episode as she's trying to train a new front desk person. We don't see Phil in this. He is only mentioned as he's still fighting the good fight with the Vatican, so to speak. And this is a really funny thing, because then at the end we see that Tyler wants Luke, and he wants to sell his house, and the only reason we don't know why. Tells his wife that he's selling it. She doesn't know why, but he's very different. and there's so much more story there to tell. It's going to be crazy. Fun season 3 premiere episode 1 of Surreal Estate. If you didn't see this, I believe it is streaming on Hulu. You can check all 2 seasons out. They're 10 episodes. They're run for maybe 43 minutes long. Quick watch. You can binge it and enjoy it. I figured this was going to be an interesting show because it's a real estate agency dealing with possessed houses and haunted houses. Really good, really done well. I'm very curious to see how season 3 is going to go. And I mean, it's 10 episodes, so it's going to be really, really quick. And I love the characters, love how it's going. It's funny, it's emotional, it's done really well, it's written really well. And I'm curious to see how everything goes from here. And if you haven't seen this show, I highly recommend it. Please do so if you love paranormal, if you love real estate, houses, if you love the actors, Tim Rosen and Sarah Levy. And, you know, you'll have a blast with this. It's really, really good. And everything is connected with the dots. Season 1, I want to say, is a favorite of mine. Season 2 is really, really, in a way, darker. And not only that, while the aspect of different stories are going on with the homes that they sell to people and people are moved in already, Luke and, you know, Susan, you know, do their real estate thing, but then, you know, we have that episode where it's called, all right, it's Buckaroo, it's focused on that family, but then personal lives are happening, also intercut and then edited in with what's going on with Luke, Susan, you know, Augie, Zoe, Phil, you name it. Other stories are happening at one time. It might be confusing to follow, but it's pretty easy. Great show. Highly recommend it. And let me know in the comment section what you thought about season 3, episode 1 of Surreal Estate. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What did you think of it? What did you think about the first episode? What do you think is going to happen in this season? Who do you think Tyler is to Luke? Is there a past there? We know there is a past. And let me know also in the comment section, have you seen this show? If you have, do you enjoy it? If you haven't seen it, will you be checking it out now that I reviewed it? Let me know in the comment section about all the questions I just asked. I'm Mr. Filmstock. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'll see you all in the next review video. And be sure you tune in next week to my Season 3, Episode 2 review of Surreal Estate.